I gotta pull up. Can y'all hear me?
Can y'all hear me?
I can't hear myself.
No.
You thought old Redneck King was gonna say coming in hot, didn't you? Well, ladies and gents, the royalty of radio has arrived, and I guess they are coming in hot.
We're here. Convo Kings, we in the studio. It's early, but we hot.
Yes, very hot.
Oh, how's the week been, David?
Not too bad. Just kind of working and keeping things in the middle of the road. So
yes, always in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
We're watching in the studio as Miss Joy turns on all the lights and
our lovely producer
sets the ambiance.
Oh, so you got a busy day ahead.
Oh yes, yeah. We in the studio early today. My brother-in-law is getting married at the end of March, and we are going to have his, I guess you call it a bromance or men's
night out,
men's evening or shower. I don't know where the whole shower thing come from. Like I took one this morning.
I guess because they like shower you with gifts or something. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, that works.
I don't know. That's the best thing I come up with in my 49 years.
Ooh, 49 years.
I will be in May.
49. Ooh. That's the age that is slowly creeping up on me.
Yep, that's 49.
Like 50's the next big milestone.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for 50, Dave?
Mm-hmm. Probably the same thing we do. Just the same old thing.
Same old thing?
Yep.
My dad turned 50. He shaved his head, went and got a tattoo. I'm like,
I'm already ahead of that.
Already ahead of the ball game on that one. You're right.
Shaved my head and got a tattooed on the ball head.
That's right. That's right. Speaking of bald heads, man, we got out yesterday. We went down to Ellerby.
Ellerby?
Yeah. Layla had a shooting competition.
Oh, okay.
And, man, it was cold that morning.
Mm-hmm.
Broke out the new coat and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden the sunshine came out of nowhere, and in like 10 minutes, my neck is blistered.
Ooh.
Like literally blistered.
Mm.
And I'm like noticing it's hot, but I reach back. I'm like, damn, that hurts.
That's a personification of redneck.
Yes.
I hate when you get burnt by the sun.
Mm-hmm.
Out of nowhere. I know it always happens to me in April.
Yes.
For some reason or another, I'll start the morning and it'll be cool, and then the next thing I know, I'm burnt.
Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah, we got wind burnt. Not this past weekend, but the weekend before that.
Oh goodness!
And I thought I was going to get it yesterday because it just high winds everywhere.
Yeah.
But I think what kept us from it the weekend before last, it was really cold, and just the cold, bitter chill, and then the wind blowing over it too.
Oh wow!
It's rough. It chaps your face,
chaps your ass too.
Yeah, really does.
So is she doing pretty good though?
She's doing good. She's hard on herself. All the kids on the team are hard on themselves. They're up against other schools that up until the state, one school puts on the whole event.
Okay.
And that particular school has like 8 or 9 teams of kids. They've got so many kids that shoot. And it's shotgun, rifle, and archery.
Okay.
And we've got 3 teams, but they're all comprised of the same kids.
Okay.
So we've got like an all-girls high school shotgun, rifle, archery team. And then you've got all the high school kids, and then you've got all the middle school kids.
Okay.
And this other school, like I said, they've got like 8 teams, 9 teams, something like that. And they've all got these little quirky names that they call themselves, like the honey buns and the fluffy pink unicorns. And it's
sounds like a night in Gastonia.
Yeah.
To the fluffy pink unicorn.
I know, right? And we wind up. We appreciate them putting on.
What's Layla and them's team's name?
The team that she's on really doesn't have a name. They're just the Parkwood Middle School. But the all girls team. We call them the Heifers.
The Heifers.
Yeah. And we've got their rifle coach. We call him the heifer herder.
So many things wrong with it.
Oh yeah, but they enjoy it and they embrace it.
Man, as
Yeah.
long as they enjoying it and having a good time, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, Parkwood went through some. I'm not really going to call it controversy, but they were wrapped up in the whole team name that they were being looked down upon because Parkwood was the Rebels for so long.
Oh yeah. Like
Yeah.
at the Monroe High School.
Yes.
And they ended up changing it to the Hawks or something.
Yeah, the Red Hawks.
Yeah.
And then the whole Washington Redskin thing, and now they're the Commanders. Ain't it right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody up in their feelings and
don't get me started on
yeah.
that.
We're offended because of a team name, and it's high school.
I'm offended because of them being offended.
Yeah. I mean, what does it matter? A high school. I mean, in 4 years, these kids. I mean, I don't look back as myself as a Panther.
No, nor did I the Yellow Jacket. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe still a Yellow Jacket. I'm not.
As
Maybe it was.
I get the big eye roll from Dave sitting over here like,
I wish I could say yeah, but never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I graduated from there. That's all great. I got my diploma, but it's not something that I've got branded on my arm.
No, shoot.
I mean, you go out and you start your life, and your whole high school stature doesn't really matter anymore.
I think I almost went to every high school in Union County.
Yeah.
I went to Piedmont,
Mm-hmm.
Sun Valley, Forest Hills.
Monroe.
I did not go to Monroe.
No?
No.
Well, maybe you got lucky.
Instead of Monroe, it was Pageland.
Pageland.
I went to Pageland High,
Okay.
which is kind of like
Ain't that
Monroe
central?
High.
Yeah.
Central.
Yeah.
I went to Central, yeah. I was there for a few months.
Okay.
We moved around so much. Yeah, I almost went to every one of them.
Okay. That's cool. But yeah, just that whole drama of school.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like a hierarchy.
I lived that every day at the workplace I worked.
Yeah. I remember those days.
Yeah. It's still there.
It's still there.
It ain't going anywhere.
That's what I was going to say. It's still there, and I think it'll always be there.
Oh, yeah. Until other certain people are gone.
Mm-hmm.
Retire out or whatever. It'll remain that way.
Oh, yeah.
But, it is what it is.
That's right. You get to a point in your life, that's what you can say to satisfy your mind.
Yep.
It is what it is.
I just don't care about it no more.
No.
I don't give it energy, I guess you would say.
Yeah, that's the best thing to do. Don't feed it.
If y'all hear snack, that's Miss Joy over there.
She eating candy.
Yeah.
Did you bring enough for the rest of the class?
Mm-hmm.
So we're down one today.
Yeah, Daniel said he had to work, but Miss Joy said that ain't what he told. Like he said, he didn't work.
Oh, so
I don't know. I don't look. I already put it on Facebook that we were looking for the. Because I just don't. I don't know.
He cleared his afternoons.
Yeah,
That's
he cleared
what it
his
was,
afternoons, but not his morning. I guess.
Okay,
But we'll see as time moves on.
yeah.
There's
Well,
things that I got feelings on.
yeah. Well, Sunday to me is supposed to be like a restful day.
Yep.
Time for peace, time for relaxing,
Mm-hmm.
and coming to the studio to me is part of that.
Yeah. Well,
It's-
for me, it gives me that moment just to step away.
Yeah, inside these walls, the
Mhm.
rest of the world disappears.
Yep.
And
That's
that's-
exactly what. As soon as me and Joy have been talking. I'm probably going, I'll end up buying me a car with cash or something. As soon as I can get that done, I'll probably be up here considerable amount.
Oh yeah,
It'd
it's
be easier
almost
for me
like
to
our
work.
own little cave.
Yep.
You shut the door and you put the headphones on.
Basically, it's a leased man cave,
Yes,
which is fine,
yes.
and that's fine with me.
Yeah. Well, hey, look, we get y'all out of the Queen City and down there into little Podunk, Monroe, or Marshall or something like that, and we'll put one out on the back 40, and we'll sure enough have a man cave then.
Mm-hmm.
And Joey, you
Mm-hmm.
still welcome in the man cave.
Oh no,
I'm the only one.
Mm-hmm.
The only female.
Yeah.
Like I don't, because she doesn't care about the.
No.
I think she could be more foul than us most of the
Oh,
time.
absolutely.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I digress. So you was wanting to talk about what did you say that the computer marked the end of the world?
Yeah, I seen some stuff on that, and I mean, just everything through the weekend, I kind of lost it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You lost it.
I did. But let me see if I can pull it up through a text message what I was sending you.
It was just a basic what it was an article about a computer has predicted like the end of mankind or whatever.
Yeah, that's right. It was called the Countdown to Extinction.
Yep.
They're saying that Earth's oxygen it's the computer has said when it will no longer be habitable and the humanity's experience will come to an end.
No.
So this is being done by the University of Bristol. They put on a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
It predicts Earth's land masses will merge. So they're talking about the idea of the supercontinent that will reform. At one time it was Pangea.
Yeah.
And now they're calling it Pangea Ultima.
So we're just all going. It's just going to connect back together.
That's what. Yeah, I'm having problems putting that together.
Anything you put in a computer is going to give you the desired outcome.
Yes, and it's going to be, I think, the desire of the person that put it in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can sit there eventually, and you enter in enough stuff. Even in Google search, you enter in enough stuff, you're going to find something that backs up your ideology.
Right.
So, I do I think it's possible that the oxygen could? Yeah, maybe. But I don't think there's a way to calculate it.
Right.
Because, I mean, I would say that there's no trees at all.
Yeah. Well, little bit here, and it's a short article. I mean, it just looks like somebody's idea that they kind of put it out there, and
I want to see if it'll catch.
Yeah, see if anybody bite on it, and I don't think they got any bites.
Not much.
Yeah, because there's not much about it. It says that the temperatures could reach 50 degrees Celsius, which is 122 on our side of the Fahrenheit. It said it could push animals, including humans, to extinction, and just all the heat would.
It gets much hotter. Yeah, I can see me shriveling up. I can't do heat.
No, I can get warm, but it just some days you just can't cool off. I was like yesterday. I just we couldn't get cool no matter where you was. It was hot in the shade.
We started doing some pre-summer stuff at work. That way we don't have to be out there in the heat.
Right.
So I ain't trying to stay out there in the heat.
No.
But no, I don't think that I don't think you can calculate that. I mean, there's different religious texts that talk about end of times. It doesn't never say that we were going to run out of oxygen and burn to death.
No.
Because that's kind of an oxymoron. You can't be hot without oxygen, and I don't know.
Yeah, because I know heat breeds off of it, and it produces the carbon monoxide or dioxide, excuse me. So I guess as it gets hotter, it starts to consume the oxygen. Is what they're talking about.
I guess.
Yeah. So that kind of got me to thinking. Us being of two different religions.
Yeah.
When you perish, David, where do you go?
Where do I go? Depends on what kind of life I live.
Okay. Can you elaborate on that?
So there's Helheim, Valhalla. There's several more that it's hard to name them off the top of your head.
Right.
There's different spots. There's 9. 9 in the tree, the Yggdrasil.
Right.
Which is the tree of life, and tree of life is used in many, many, many religions and faiths in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's like 9 of them, 9 different levels.
More desirable than the other, or
I mean, you go to Helheim and it's kind of like you're just chilling.
okay.
You go to so you got 2 extremes there. You got Helheim,
Mm-hmm.
and then you have Valhalla.
Right.
In Valhalla, where you fight and die each day, training for Ragnarok,
Okay.
and then you come back to life, and then you eat dinner, and then you go back to the fighting again.
Okay.
And you eat in the hall
Mm-hmm.
of all the slain ancestors.
Okay.
I think the question is, how do you end up in the different ones?
That's what I'm saying. It depends on what the life you live.
Yeah.
So if you die in battle, like a warrior, or me personally, like dying in battle also could be you fought your life,
Mm-hmm.
like mental. You fought with brain stuff all your life, or poverty, or whatever it may be. Sickness.
Yeah.
Kind of leads you into, the warrior status, but it all goes back to it's virtues
Mm-hmm.
and how you live. And, I don't know if there's one. I guess you would. I don't know. Everybody screams Valhalla, but I don't know if I want to die every day.
Yeah, that's
have
true.
To eat and then go back to die again.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's honorable,
Right.
But I don't know. I think I'd be fine in like a regular area, like Asgard or
Yeah.
somewhere like that. I mean, I know I'm not a god, but I could go chill there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I don't have a desire to go one place or the other.
Right.
I'm just going to live the best life that I can live and have the virtues that I can, best virtues, and then I'll see what happens.
Right.
Yeah. So our gods are kind of like, you get what you get.
Mm-hmm.
You get what you do, and that's pretty much it.
Right.
Live a good life. In the Havamal, you talk about, Odin says, all your stuff will basically vanish, all your material goods and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Kinsmen die, your brothers and sisters die, your family dies. The only thing that lives about you when you're gone is what your legacy is.
Yes.
So that's why they say live a good life.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of short in that. But there's a lot of it, but we could spend hours and days.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yep. So yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that my whole life. A man is only as good as the legacy he leaves behind.
Yeah. That is virtues that come from the Allfather.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a European family, no matter where you're from. If you think even Asian folks, right? They were.
Well, I'm shocked.
Joy just can't help herself. Even Asian people have that living virtuous life, and so everybody was touched by this sort of dramatic religion.
Okay.
So a lot of things that we do till today are from that religion.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
But it all comes back where everybody's lives been touched by the old gods at some point,
Mm-hmm.
whether people want to admit to it or not.
Yeah. And I struggle with religion when people really get in their feelings like that, like where they try to tell you that, no, you're wrong just because they think they're right. And I've heard a lot of people talk here lately, the differences in polytheistic beliefs and monotheistic beliefs. And just in my opinion, and I do have a Christian background and believe in the Christian ways. Not to sit here and preach on a Sunday morning. I'm not getting into that. But from an intelligence standpoint, I'm not going to say that the other gods of the world, who people call out by name every day, don't exist. I can have a belief of them, but I do not have to have a belief in them,
That's
if that makes sense.
yeah, it's the same as me and the Christian God.
Yeah.
I don't. I have a belief that
The
there's an
existence.
existence, but I don't believe that. So I guess my thing is what really hurts my side of the table
Mm-hmm.
is that during the Crusades and all this stuff, 70% of our literature was burnt.
Yes.
20% of our artifacts were burnt,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest was hidden. That's the problem that we have is that, uh, the history stops there because it was covered up.
Right.
And
kind of swept under the rug kind of thing.
Yeah. So, that's like I was confronted, with somebody and they were saying, does them praying and that stuff offend me every time? I'm like, no, I just don't want to be suckered into it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit around and whine about it and get on my soapbox and no, you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I'm steadfast in what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And,
because I don't think religion, I mean, it's really easy to get wrapped up in religion, and before it's over with, you're not really worshiping and doing what you should be when people think, oh, I'm going to church.
Mm-hmm.
If you're seen as a good person, well, you'd make a good person to be on this committee, and that committee is for the church and the business side. And before you know it, you're sitting in on these committee meetings and you're fighting and screaming with people because you think you're right and they're wrong. And that's the part of it that's like the dark part of it.
We have to, goes back to something I said on a previous show. Everybody's walking each other home. Okay. So there's no 100% on any side of it.
Right.
Okay. That there's so many, there's things that each side of the aisle can throw at the other person. Right. Like, I'll throw one out there just for shits and giggles. An argument for my side of the table is that if you pay attention to the Pope's throne, there's an inverted cross on it.
Yes, we talked about that.
Yeah. That is actually a depiction of Odin hanging from a tree.
Okay.
But, that's one of the arguments that we can. And then, you're like, well, no, how's that? Da, da, da. So it goes on and on and on and on and on. But the one thing and one fact that nobody can take away is that the old gods existed before Christianity.
Right.
It predates it. So you have to think that the idea. So how did they take Europeans and make them believe in a Far Eastern god?
Okay.
That's where you got this. You base your research there. You start it there. And how did that happen? And a lot of people argue back and forth is that there wasn't forced Christianity and all that stuff. And there was, but the church tends to want to cover it up. And, it's easy to get on that little pedestal.
Oh, yeah.
All that stuff. But what you got to do is just do what makes you feel good.
Like, to me, there should be no right and wrong when it comes to it.
Nope.
I mean, in our country, we say we have the freedom of religion to practice what you want to practice.
That's correct.
And other places in the world, they don't have that. Nope. It's you conform or you die.
Yeah.
And that, to me, is also wrong.
Yes.
If a man wants to be devout and study a religion that he is steadfast in, who am I to tell him he's wrong?
Yeah, the same thing that I say. I can't go around and laugh and make jokes at people because, you know, we've talked about it before, Dustin. Every religion is a book of interpretations.
Yes.
All right. So, you know, who's right, who's wrong? I don't know.
Yeah.
And
to me, it doesn't matter.
Out when we get there.
Yeah. I mean, when it comes my time and I draw my last breath, if I leave this world and the next thing I see is a little fat half-naked man sitting on a throne,
we all in trouble.
We all in trouble.
Buddha sitting there like
that wasn't who I thought it was, but this is where I'm at, and that's what that's how I'm gonna deal with it.
Yeah. I like to think, you know, all these people. I saw a cartoon that I guess it looked like a little newspaper cartoon, and it showed, like, you know, the Pope and a lot of other religious leaders,
right,
walking up to heaven, and they look, and it's Odin sitting there staring at them, and they go, "Well, shit." But you know, it can be the other way around. You know, go there, you know, as a pagan, and you go, well, here we go.
Here we go.
But it doesn't matter what either religion. It's still, there's some kind of, you know, do the right thing.
Right.
And good things happen to you.
Yes. Do the right thing.
So,
just for the sake of doing the right thing.
Yes, and no, Norse pagans do not worship the devil.
Right. And as
I know there's a lot of people.
Yeah. On my side of the fence, being part of Masonry and part of the fraternity,
head on over and subscribe to Convo Kings on your favorite podcast platform and YouTube. Don't forget to check out Urban Norseman on YouTube as well.
It's looked down upon a lot because all of our meetings, going back to the whole polytheistic and monotheistic beliefs, you have to believe in a deity, a higher power. And when we hold a meeting, there is an altar in the middle of the room.
Yeah.
And upon that altar, once that lodge or temple, whatever you want to call it, in different areas, when that meeting and that lodge is deemed open by the master of the lodge, the holy writings are opened. And they're open to a specific text that goes back when, where. But in that level of Masonry, as long as you believe in a higher power or a deity, then we can work and agree on the same level.
Yeah.
You're no better than I am, and I'm no better than you are. We can agree and we can move towards a better point for this, like what we said, doing right for the sake of doing right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people have issues with that because the holy writings of the Christian religion is the Bible, whether it be the King James Bible or whatever Bible you read out of. Most Masonic temples do use the King James Bible just because that was what was printed.
Yeah.
But if there is another man in the room who is of a different religion, his holy writings, the book that he worships out of, is laid equally beside ours.
Okay.
They're not on a pedestal. There's no hierarchy in that room.
Yeah.
The only hierarchy in that room is the levels of the chairs that you ascend through until you become the master of the lodge. The only difference in him is he wears a hat. He runs the meeting.
That's pretty cool.
And he's not the term.
Does he wear like a physical hat, or is that?
Yes, he wears a physical hat, and it's usually that man's like I wore a Western hat.
Okay.
The 3 years that I was in. Some men wear fedoras. There's a good friend of mine. His name's Randy Price. He and his family, the Prices, have a strong tie to the Confederate side through their family lineage, and he wore a Confederate soldier's hat.
Okay.
The yellow what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a tassel, but the cordage.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he had the crossed rifles on it, and I mean he wore a gray suit with that hat, and he looked very nice during his year.
Okay.
And you go through, yeah, but it's not a civil war or racist thing that he drove. It was just that was the dress. It wasn't a full Confederate uniform, but he chose to wear gray that blended with the hat.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and it's your year, and you make of it what you want to, but it's driving that lodge towards a better cause. And doing things for people, just like we said, for the sake of doing things and not expecting anything in return.
Yep.
But yeah, a lot of people have problems with putting our faith on that altar equally beside another faith. And they see it as, I don't know, a struggle.
Yeah. But, that would be a contradiction to Christianity. Is one, Jesus Christ didn't believe in religion.
Okay.
He didn't believe that. If you really pay attention to the man, he did not believe in religion.
Okay.
He believed in doing what was right, in the sense that he didn't believe in churches.
Right.
Right. So churches, what we've done as a modern society is bound God to a building.
Right. People think those four walls are going to get you into heaven.
Jesus didn't believe that.
No.
So
the world was his church.
Yes.
He told people to go out and be disciples and tell people about me.
Yes. Yep.
Which makes sense in what you're saying.
What they did is made a religion out of it. But it was more or less a lifestyle.
Yes.
So,
that's what bothered me with the whole COVID thing. People getting upset. Oh, they're shutting down churches and we're not allowed to go to church. Why do you need to go to church?
Well, that means it's telling me that, and don't take this the wrong way, but that shows me that if you cannot practice your religion or spirituality without going to a place, a vessel, then you're weak.
Yes, you're exactly right.
And you're a weak Christian.
Yeah.
If you're a Christian and you have to have a building.
I don't think you've got the right mindset.
Nope.
Yeah. And I'm not, so when I said earlier, why do you need to go to church? If you want to go to church and be a part of that, and that makes you happy, that's fine.
But that's called fellowship.
Yes.
That's not necessarily like you're not worshiping anything. You're fellowshipping.
Yeah. During the whole COVID thing, like I made some people who were good friends of mine and I respected them. I made them really mad.
Yeah.
Because they were talking about things like that. Oh, they're shutting down the churches and they're not allowing us to worship in places of like that. I'm like, they might be able to shut down your church, but they can't shut your Bible.
Why wouldn't they do what Jesus did and meet in an outdoor space?
Yeah. I said, if it really means that much to you, open your Bible and find your answers and go, just like you said, go meet in a parking lot.
What was in the Bible? 2 or 3 gathered in my name?
Yes.
Is that not in the Bible?
That's exactly in the Bible. Yeah. And it's funny you say that. We were just talking about masonry. When we open the lodge, one of the prayers that we use, that's in that prayer.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot that people just misconstrue and making things their own.
Right.
So
and in that, where you claim, just like every time Christians pray, they say, in the name of Jesus, or in Christ's name we pray. A lot of people can claim that, but if it's not in here, that's just words.
When you're praying like that, you're doing witchcraft.
Doing witchcraft?
Yep. You're asking a deity to provide you with something.
Okay.
And that's what witchcraft is. Wicca is Norse pagan witchcraft. Everything like that. So if I say, when I get up in the morning and I hold my meal near, I'm like, Thor, give me the strength to get through the day.
Right.
And you grab your cross and you say, Lord, give me the strength to get through the day. That's witchcraft.
Huh.
You're asking a deity to provide you with something.
Right.
And in their name.
Okay.
you're on, like you're not honoring them. That is what they call a give and take. You're asking for something for them to do something.
Right.
Witchcraft.
Okay.
And that's been like a lot of people have put that one under the rug too.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I've always prayed a little bit different because they tell you in the Christian faith to pray continuously.
Yeah.
In times of need, in times of sorrow, in times of happiness, continuously pray.
Mm-hmm.
But me as a Christian, or I should say but I am the king redneck, so I can say me. But as I think about it, I'm always told my God that I pray to, look, these are the desires of a man on my level.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand it is the will of my God what happens in my life. That's kind of the way I think about it. I tell him what I'm desirous of, but I also say, your will be done.
Mm-hmm.
Because he knows what I need and what I don't need.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, these are my desires, but if it's not your will, then look, I can do without it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just kind of where I leave it.
Mm-hmm. It's not, I mean, you leave it up to that will.
Mm-hmm.
But they're, outside of the king redneck, there's a lot of people that's, please do this for me today, or
I need
please
this.
help Uncle Johnny with his, his bacteria on his big toe.
Mm-hmm.
That's witchcraft.
Right.
Yeah. So
I can understand
what
that.
you're doing to me is like an affirmation.
Mm-hmm.
It's not necessarily like prayer in the sense of, get on your knees and bow and pray. And, it goes back to,
that's something else I've always had a problem with too, like getting on your knees to pray.
You're a neo-pagan. You just don't know it.
Yeah.
Me and Joy have talked about this like 100 times. Like Dustin, he's a Christian, but he's also what they call a neo-pagan.
Neo-pagan?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's because Odin, he does not want us to bow at the knee.
Yeah.
You don't bow.
Yeah.
You stand proud and be, be proudful of your person and your manhood.
Yeah, that's just where I was going to. Like you see a lot of Christians, they bow their heads.
Mm-hmm.
I know you bow your head of respect, but I would say lift your eyes to the Lord.
Yeah.
And look to him to let him know, look, I know you know what's going on, but you've told me to speak the things that I want and speak my desires. But also out of respect, I say, look, I know that your will is ultimate and my desires don't matter. What I think I need and what I truly need are two different things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much the gist of it. But for us, it's fated.
Right.
The Norns fate us. Whatever's fated is fated, and the only person that can change that is me.
Mm-hmm.
And if I keep putting it in the universe that I'm gonna be sick or unhealthy or poor or broke, then that's what I'm gonna be.
Right. And we've said that a lot. If you put out
whatever you put out is what you're getting in.
That's exactly right.
And that can transcend any religion. It just depends on what your thought process is. I mean, I don't, I look for a time that people have areas that are, you can worship, but worship across lines. Why should you limit yourself? I don't know. That's a concept that was given to you by a family.
Right.
Carried on for generations and generations. This is the right way. This is the right way. But as Christians, some people. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'll just be flat out honest because we're honest on this show.
Yes.
As a Christian, I never saw return.
Okay.
for my loyalty and my, doing as just. Not should you, no.
Mm-hmm.
But I do hear and see all these people with the Lord's blessed me.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord's blessed me for being a good person.
Right.
This and that. Well, I was a good person.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still a good person. I'm just saying, as in the Christian suitcase, I was a good person. I did my Christian deeds. I did, things. I went to 20 million different churches, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of the churches I went to, I was never accepted.
Right.
Right. So either my family name or whoever I was just wasn't accepted.
Mm-hmm.
So we kind of had to sit in the back. We had to just be quiet and this and that. So I started feeling, some kind of way, and I was laying on the couch taking a nap, and I heard the man say, "You're going down the wrong road. You need to follow me."
Right.
And that's when my path to Norse spiritualism started.
Okay.
And since then, it doesn't happen every day, but I can say, I want to be contacted by the gods today.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be coincident,
Right.
but I don't believe in coincidences. But to everybody else, it could be a coincidence.
A coincidence, yeah.
I see two crows.
Mm-hmm.
How often do you see two hawks together?
Yeah, not very often.
Not very often. I've done it in 2 weeks. 2 weeks solid. And you can ask Jeffrey. Jeff, one of our investors here. He's been with me every time.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that tangible.
Okay.
When I'm asking of it, and then it starts to show in my life and stuff like that. So
right.
And that's kind of where, that's how me and Joy both, we kind of stay.
Mm-hmm. You don't use it as a crutch.
No. It's just
a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's a full belief.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people do use their religion as a crutch when everything in their life is going wrong at that particular moment.
Yep.
They think they can pray to their deity and it makes them feel better.
No.
Where if you live the life of that, then you not necessarily okay with the times of hurt and the times of suffering, but you understand that not every day is going to be that golden rays of sunshine that you want.
I mean, even in Christian belief, you have that this too shall pass.
Mm-hmm.
That's what this too shall pass.
Yes.
Bad times are going to pass. Bad luck's going to pass. There's a season for everything.
Yes.
And you get out what you put in, which is that in the Christian belief, they say the same thing. You reap what you sow.
Yes. If you're going through hell, keep going.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But that's also too, you could be translating that to, if I say I feel bad today, by the end of the day, I'm going to feel bad.
Right.
I'm reaping what I sow.
Same
thing for the Norse.
Yeah. And a lot of people don't understand that you say you reap what you sow, but it may not be in the same season.
Yep. That's exactly right. That's where I'm sitting right now. I come here, I do all this stuff. At some point that harvest is going to come in, but you're going to have people along the way that gave up, that said, I can't do this.
Yeah.
They want that instant verification, microwave blessing type thing, and it just don't happen.
I think of them as those people, they never get their seeds in the ground, or their seeds were planted. They planted those seeds long ago.
Yes.
And that crop just failed.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. You can do that.
Yeah.
But at the same, you got to have belief in it and know where to throw the seeds.
That word steadfast you used earlier is that has a lot of power to it.
Yep.
That steadfast faith in what you believe in.
I said the same thing to the person that was asking me about my beliefs and how whether I'd be offended or whatever. I'm like, nope, I am steadfast in my beliefs. I don't need gratification from you or well, we can stop. I said, I don't need you to stop
Right.
because then I've become weak in my God's eyes
Mm-hmm.
by letting that affect me. So the best thing for me to do is let y'all do what y'all gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And if 98.3% of the table is of that belief, my God would laugh at me if I'm like, no, stop.
Right. That would be signs of weakness on your part.
Yes.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And my God is a God of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to sit there and take the knowledge that is being confronted to me.
Right.
There may be something knowledgeable in whatever's being said. But if we're just spitting off things out of a book, I can read that at home.
Right.
But if you're legitimately trying to teach other people things, then I'll take what out of it that resonates.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't look for people to. Me and Joy don't look at people to say, "Oh God, let's not say that in front of them." I don't care. Say what you want to say.
Yeah.
You can say, "David, y'all are worshiping Marvel heroes." I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. Y'all are worshiping fake people. How do you know that?
That's exactly right.
I don't know that I'm right. You don't know, but I don't get mad.
No.
I don't get mad when people don't believe what we believe. It's not, and I don't sit around telling everybody, you need to believe.
Right.
Because I go and tell you, my God will say, listen, if they don't believe, they don't believe. There's no point in forcing them.
Right.
So I have to just deal with it.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, my God, he's not the only God.
Right.
There's different things for different, days and all that stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
I just say in my belief system,
Yes.
my gods would say if they don't believe, then let them not believe.
Mm-hmm.
It's not there's no shepherd, so to speak.
I got you.
It is either you believe it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to sit around all day watching us.
Mm-mm.
They come in and out when they feel like they need to, and that's just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're not then all seeing, all down like, hey, David's down there picking his butt,
Mm-hmm.
his ass. But no, I mean, it I don't know, man. It could go 10 million different ways.
Oh yeah. So what's in store for this week coming?
Well, me and Joy have been working on our walls and stuff, and I don't know. We might be lazy this week. I don't know, because yesterday was pretty rough on both of us. So I don't know. We'll have to see. I ain't got much, nothing.
Ain't got much of nothing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, we're waiting on one final inspection.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, electrical, and then we supposed to have a move-in date here for too long.
There you go.
So I'm gonna be taking a week off, moving everything into the house, and finally getting to where there is some stability.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's what I'm striving for right now. It's just that stability.
Yeah, I mean, you got to have that.
Mm-hmm.
It's real hard not living in your own place.
Yes.
We did it. We know.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking from experience, it wasn't fun.
Oh yeah, especially when it's like that succulent piece of meat being dangled there in front of the dog's face.
I say that to everybody when Scott had stopped by the office, and he was like, talking about asking, have you got, I was like, no. And he's like, I told him, I said, yeah, it's even worse when you got to sit and stare at it.
Yeah, like it's there. It's built and ready to move into. It's just not quite yours yet. It's so frustrating. But that's going to be okay.
Yeah.
We there. Time just hadn't caught up yet, right?
Well, that's correct.
That's right.
That's what I tell you
That's
all the
right.
time. You already living there.
Yeah.
Just ain't caught up.
That's right. Just ain't caught up yet.
Yeah. When you get there, it'll be the next stage, which whatever's next.
Mm-hmm.
It's always that, you get one place and you're like, oh, okay, I'm here.
Yep. Next chapter.
Next chapter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
One day the book will come to a close and somebody else's book will open.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Or just one long book.
Just one long
I
book.
tell Joy, I live one day. It's just a series of naps.
A series of naps.
It's one long day.
I like it. I like it.
So yeah, oh, it's all good, man. I don't think we got anything planned. I don't think we
Not
do.
that I'm aware of. Yeah, our biggest thing was getting old Chubb snipped.
Yeah, we got
And he's
Kilo
still
snippy
healing.
snipped over the week.
Okay. So that ain't hopefully a not too bad of a recovery for old boy.
He came out that day on e-collar the minute that we left him in his kennel and went straight for it.
Yeah, we went to licking on it.
Went to licking. Well,
then I came home. Was it Friday? And I'm looking at Kilo, and first off, I let him out of his kennel. And
right,
Dustin, you know how they shoot out.
Oh yeah.
So he shot out, and then I'm standing out there just kind of watching because I don't want him to lick the incision. And then I see him. He starts standing there at the water bowl, and he's like moving. And I'm like,
huh?
So I'm like, right. And then he came over there to me, and I grabbed his head up, held his head up, and he's like,
oh gosh.
I text Joe, I'm like, what the hell did you do? You got him doped? Like, how doped up do you have him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out.
Joe, you doping him up?
Yeah.
He was drugged up real good.
Well, with Malinois, you have to.
Yeah.
They're just like bat shit. But I think I told her before. I said he's gonna be the drama king of this one. Because he got out. He was the only one out of all the dogs we've had snipped so far. He got up, ran around the room, knocked over the trash can.
Right.
He's like, oh, blah blah, knocking shit down. I'm like,
squealed during the anesthesia.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, fought that one too.
Yeah, he fought. His back feet had curled up.
Really?
Like this one, like he was like that, and he was still standing there. Like, I'm not going to sleep.
Yep.
Yeah. But no, that was the biggest thing for a while. I think, I don't know, me and Joy might go hiking soon.
Okay. That'd be a good thing.
Or something.
That'd be a good thing. Yeah, I'd have to say, though, if I was taken somewhere and had my coyotes removed, I'd probably want to be doped up, too.
Yeah. It was funny, too, because Frody, she just went straight for his.
Uh-huh.
Your nuts go.
Hey, boy.
And he's like, stop.
What stuff at in your suitcase?
I told the doctor, I said, we'll just get him some noodles.
Uh-huh.
Have you seen those?
Oh, yeah.
They like the fake jubblies.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, man, we're doing good.
That's good. That's good.
Plugging along.
That's right. That's all we ever say. Just plugging along. I get there when I get there.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get there, though. I got some traction. Things going on. We'll see.
That's right. All right, and to our royal fans, we hope you've enjoyed this hour of frivolity and knowledge from both sides of the religious standpoint. We've had some good banter back and forth. Y'all go out there and look at us on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube. You'll find us on the iHeartRadio now. Go out there and check out the Urban Norseman on YouTube. Give him a like and a follow. And until next time, from the Convo Kings here in the studio, y'all keep it hot.